Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz, for those of you who don't know me. I have tried to film this video a few times, and aside from it being emotional, my neighbor's doing construction, so bear with me. I want to start this video by saying that I do not support anybody playing around with psychedelics casually, because they are a mind-altering substance and they can mess you up. I'm speaking on behalf of my experience and what I have started to learn and dissect. The last few weeks I have microdosed on mushrooms almost every day, taking a few days off in between. And what keeps coming up the last few days is these really negative thoughts that I don't matter. Nothing matters in the universe because this is all a joke, so it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter to a good point or a bad point, so it doesn't matter. I have no purpose. I have no value. This is what these voices in my head are saying. And I've been crying about it, and I'm just like, oh my god. And I was sitting on the beach 2 days ago, and I was like, yeah, like I could probably just kill myself because I don't really feel like having to do this anymore. And it really hurt because I like sat with it for a while and thought about it, and I haven't felt this way in a while. These thoughts have followed me throughout my life, but this is the first time that I've been like at a good place in my life and they still returned. So I talked to a friend and found a little bit of clarity, but then I wrote a letter to myself that ended up being maybe a letter to you too. So this is just what I wrote in my journal. The thoughts were delivered yesterday and returned today. Today's heavy heart came with a friend, suicide. In my overwhelming cosmic chaos, I felt briefly that maybe suicide would remedy my loss of direction. I am not my suicidal thoughts. This is what I realized. I'm moving on a path towards understanding that I am not I. I need to continuously remember that I'm contributing to the collective. I am part of something bigger, infinite even. Using we instead of me. My path and my purpose is not outward, but inward. All of When lost, we believe that less cellulite and fuller lips will make us feel more valuable. When lost, we think that a job and more money will not only bring us comfort, but will bring us status. Babe, sweetheart, dear one, you are not any thought about yourself. You are not suicidal. You are not fat or ugly or unlovable. You are not hated and lost. You are in the most deep, profound, magical way, radiant light. Imagine now, you are just a soul, a little tiny ball of light. The human experience dresses you in ways of thought. You forget that you are wearing those thoughts. In fact, you can take them off. So, get naked, little light. All fears and darkness are just your clothes you wear, not welcome here. But without them, you would never understand and learn about your essence, your soul so bright and pure. With the heaviest feeling in my chest, I write not a suicidal goodbye to my mother, but a love letter to the lost soul inside. Maybe to the lost collective, to all the lost and forgotten, to those asleep in fear, feeling that they have no purpose here on earth. You can contribute with me. Let's wake up our brothers, shake up our sisters. Family is not born in blood. It is not my job as an individual. It is our job as humanity, as a collective, to remind each other that we are of light, that this is miraculous, and although we might think we are unworthy, because of any physical circumstance. We are more than all of this. We are gifted the chance to walk each other home. So I think using spirituality when you have suicidal thoughts can be really difficult for a lot of people to grasp, because when you are consumed by darkness, having any sort of belief in God or whatever you believe in or don't believe in is near impossible, because your life is just one really long cloudy day. But psychedelics have brought me back to this beautiful point, acid, DMT, mushrooms, whatever, where you can zoom out on your life and you're shown how little we are and how little our problems matter, which I think I can occasionally get caught up in thinking that how little I matter, right? But ultimately, if you're here and you realize that you can pull back on everything that you've worried about and all of your fears, any suicidal thoughts that you have that you don't matter, you begin to realize that you're a blank slate and that you have the potential to do anything. And think about how beautiful that is, that you can do anything. And I don't mean like you can go and go to school and become anything you want when you grow up, because quite frankly that seems boring. But you can overcome any sort of negative thoughts that you have about yourself. And this past year has been the most challenging year of my life in terms of finding out who I really am and returning to who I want to be for the rest of my life. And who I want to be the rest of my life isn't a yoga teacher. I mean, like, sure, that's great. I love yoga. Namaste. But, I mean, showing up in every interaction with people with genuine love, not just being nice, you know, like really knowing that everybody you meet is a reflection and understanding that, and remembering that nothing is placed into your life by just accident, that everything is placed in your life by this unknown force and unknown power, and you have the potential to turn it into anything that you want. And I have struggled with disordered eating and anxiety and depression so much since, I don't know, I was 15, 16. And I tried to mask it with a pretty face in the modeling industry, but came to realize that the spiritual path is all I really want. So, and that's scary, surrendering to being an outlaw, essentially. But if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, I have so much love for you, because it is really dark, and I have the potential the last few days to really go down that rabbit hole of feeding those thoughts. But our thoughts become a habit that we entertain when we feed it, and then that habit becomes a way of life. And if we continue to feed into those thoughts, whether it be an eating disorder or depression or anxiety, it just grows. So the best thing you can do is be the light of consciousness behind the thought and be like, okay, I see you. Where are you coming from? I love you. I know that I'm not unworthy of love, and I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be free. And remember that. Sit with that and meditate on it. And if all of this is too much woo-woo for you, just right over your head, start by talking to somebody. Whether it's a really close friend or family member that you trust, or calling like a suicide prevention hotline and just talking to somebody. Um, Therapy is a beautiful place to start. Again, I don't recommend that everybody do psychedelics because this is definitely a really intense path for people. um, just know that whatever you're going through, you will eventually see the end. And I love you. You love you. Obviously, you love you. You might not remember that right now, but you will eventually remember how much you love you. Thank you guys for watching. I look forward to sharing more time with you. Don't forget to hit one of the buttons below.